Alright, time now is 11:28 a.m. on March 3rd. April 3rd. Yes. So I slept from 3:45 to 10:50 essentially. Yeah. Um which is good. I sort of broke the 4 a.m. curse. Hopefully it gets better and better from here on out. Yesterday I was like, I'll sleep at 3, but obviously that didn't happen. Yesterday, last night was also not productive at all. Like, I planned to watch Shogun episode 1, didn't do that. I did not do that at all. I planned to, do the laundry, nope, didn't do that. I planned to edit my college update video, didn't do that. I planned to do my religion class presentation PowerPoint, didn't do that. And I plan to write my CTCS 394 paper. Um, and I basically spent 2 fucking hours just thinking of what the hell I should write about. And I'm still struggling right now. I'm still confused. It's so bad. It's such a vague prompt. There is no prompt. Not only is it vague, it doesn't exist. There is no prompt, but just because there's no prompt doesn't mean that I can just write anything I want. It's still graded harshly. It's still very. The fuck is that? So I don't know. I fucking hate this paper. Um, but hopefully I'll finish the presentation today, and then maybe, yeah, hopefully finish the paper tomorrow. So yeah, today and tomorrow I basically won't have time to upload anything on YouTube. Neither on Friday because it's Cam's Fest. It's crazy. I'm so fucking busy. And also job applications, also scholarships. There's so much to do. There's too much to do. Fuck me. Um yeah, today I'm going to CGCS 394 and then I'll leave the class and head to Pasadena with my partner Jason, the Chinese guy from art history class, and then we'll go and hopefully we'll have fun and look at stuff there. I honestly don't know. But yeah. I'm excited about Cam's Fest though. It's kind of scary that it's happening a couple days later and I'm still kind of unprepared. I mean, I don't have much to prepare, but I need to think of a 2 minute ish speech before presenting the film, which I have already thought about last night in the shower. But yeah. So yeah, fuck, I don't know. I don't even have time to buy food at this point. Um it's just so, I don't know. I'm gonna be so hungry today because I'm gonna go out and then I'll just be out. I'm gonna go out at like 1:20 probably or 1:50 and then I'll just be out and then all the way until maybe like 8 p.m. or something. Um, I'll bring a granola bar because I know I'll get hungry as fuck. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today. Um, um, yeah. Some random Hong Konger girl followed me on Instagram, but she's not random. Like, I would know if she's a bot or not. She's someone who also follows, like, I think she's a film major in USC, maybe? But I don't know because she doesn't specify it. But she follows a bunch of film people. She knows Glenn, I believe. She knows, um, she knows Stephanie. She knows like a bunch of people I know, but and I'm like, okay. Also, I think there is a Hong Konger, but is a dude who also submitted something for Camps Fest because his last name is Chan, or maybe it's just a Asian American thing. I don't know, but yeah. Um, yeah, just hopefully by the end of the semester I'll be able to like, meet some people and be able to do some stuff. Like have some harvest, you know. Like I remember how I call it harvest by the end of each round. By the end of round 1 and round 2, I would be like, okay, this is how many more Instagram followers I collected. This is called the harvest. Because I can't just go through semester and like and that's it. I have to gain something. You know. Yeah. Yeah. All right, time now is 10:22 p.m. Yeah, I just finished dinner. I feel full as fuck, even though it's not even a lot of food, but I for some reason I feel full as fuck. So anyways, I haven't even changed my clothes, my street clothes. So I'm gonna quickly talk about today. Um, so woke up. I don't know why my voice is so raspy and weak lately. I fucking hate it. I need to speak up on Friday. Anyways, I woke up, had breakfast. I honestly had no idea what to eat for breakfast. I didn't want to eat cookies because cookies are for tomorrow. So, I ended up eating half a cup of yogurt because I finished half like 2 nights ago, and then I added some nuts and stuff. So I ate that, and then I basically had the Ralph's potato salad and 4 frozen tacos, and both of them suck ass. It's like a 2 out of 10 lunch for me, maybe even 1 out of 10. It's so terrible. Then I left. I was gonna take a bus, but of course, the bus doesn't show up apparently for a whole hour and 15 minutes. The bus is not showing up. It's fucking insane. So I ended up walking to school. I was a little late, but it's okay. And I went through the lecture and everything, and while the lecture is happening, I did my presentation for my religion class. And right now I'm about 1/3 to maybe halfway done. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and then the paper, the 394 paper, the paper for blowout. I think like by the end of the class, or not by the end of the class, but when I was taking that class today, during lecture, I still hasn't written a single sentence. I have no idea what the fuck to write. So break happens, and I'm actually really excited to leave the lecture today. They're screening Fargo, and fuck that. Like, the movie's good, but I gotta go. This is boring as hell. I don't want to stay. So I was excited to leave. So during break, I saw Ikuo and I spoke with him a little bit. He's struggling on the essay. So am I. We're both struggling. He said he has no idea what he's doing. So am I. Again, like, first of all, the papers are so harshly graded. They're so harshly graded, and there's no prompt. It's so vague. So, one, it's so vague, and we can literally write about anything, but at the same time, we need to be good at it. It's so difficult. It's ridiculous. So apparently, the TAs grade the essays. Me and Rachel are graded by this white guy named Mark, and Ikuo's TA is perhaps even harsher than Mark, because Ikuo's TA is this Asian dude, and he gave Ikuo's last essay a C plus or a C or something. That's fucking terrible. So Ikuo's really struggling. I'm struggling, and both of us have no idea what to do. Rachel also has no idea what to do. So Ikuo is writing about the Terminator and Liquid Sky, and then Rachel's writing about doing the right thing. But I have no idea how is she going to tie that with technological history. So we need to write about technological history and low budget altruism and independent production at the same time. But there is no prompt. So am I going to spend 4 pages writing about the advancement of cameras and sound equipment? But that's not it, because that's not what TA is looking for. That's definitely not something we've learned in class. I went online and I searched for papers and essays about technological advancement, but there are barely any. There are books. But again, citing it would be a pain in the ass, and writing about it would be a pain in the ass, and like, what the fuck should I do then? I don't know. So anyways, it's the break. For some reason I was thirsty as hell, and normally I try to save some money, but fuck it. I went to Coffee Bean yesterday. I'm going there today, and I bought a mango iced tea for about $5. Easy peasy. Mango iced tea. Drank it. Tastes good. Went to DMC. I sat down. I pulled out my laptop and continued working on the essay. And while I was waiting at the Coffee Bean at SC, I actually saw Rachel, who was eating like a bread or something while sitting on the couches. I was gonna say hi, but I wanted to drink more. So Rachel left before I even got my drink. I got my drink, went to DMC, and after I sat down, a couple of dudes came up to me. I think it's like a Latino and an Asian guy, but they're like, hey, so Christianity, the Bible. So if you don't know what the Bible is a thick book, and it has 4 stories, and I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to work on my essay. And he's like, so are you familiar with Christianity at all? And I'm like, yeah, my parents are Christian. And he's like, okay, so give me 5 minutes. No, give me 4. No, give me 3. Give me 3 minutes. Let me quickly just give you a summary of the Bible. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, but you can give me a flyer and I need to work my essay. And they're like, sure. So they gave me a flyer and they left. Come on, bro, you can't harass me like that. And sometimes a dude would approach me and I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy because I'm walking. But this time I'm sitting down. So they're preying on me because I'm sitting down. But I'm glad I collected the flyer. In fact, the flyer is really interesting because I'm studying Christianity right now, literally. So this is actually an interesting interaction. In some sense, it's kind of related to what I'm studying. Okay, and I couldn't write the fucking essay. I think I wrote 2 sentences. I don't know how to start it off. I don't know how to end it. I don't know how to structure it. I wrote a couple sentences. I vaguely have an idea on how I want to approach the essay. Chinese dude shows up. The Chinese guy from Shandong with long hair. And we called a lift. I called a lift. and we went over to Pasadena to Pacific Asia Museum. Yeah, it's at first it's a little awkward. I asked him, "Oh, what's your major and what year?" So, as expected, he's computer science. Every Chinese person is either business or computer science. Most Chinese people are either business or computer science. So he's doing computer science, and he's a freshman. He just came like a semester ago. And then there are a couple moments of dead silence, but overall he's pretty nice. We talked about finding Chinese food, where he's living at right now. We talked about, what other class are you taking? When's your registration date? Stuff like that. I'm the more talkative one. That shouldn't be the case. Why is everyone so fucking awkward in USC? Anyways, we arrived, and it's actually really interesting because this is like, almost like a field trip, but an extracurricular field trip, or more like it is part of the course, but it's recommended. A recommended field trip. So I and the Chinese dude Jason, we went into the museum, and boom, we immediately saw the TA, the Korean TA. She's there, and then apparently a few other people are here too. So Carter, he's here, and then there's a blonde white girl who's also here. There's this other girl, I don't know what's her ethnicity, I can't tell. Ethnically ambiguous girl, but definitely not Asian. There are two Vietnamese American girls in my class, and both of them are here. And then there's an South Asian American boy, Desi boy, who's also here. But sadly, the Malaysian girl isn't here, because I thought she works here. I thought we'll run into her. But we had a little time to walk around the museum, and it's pretty small and pretty underwhelming. It's a very underwhelming exhibition. It's just like some performance art, some video, some photography, some hands craft. There's a short film called Rebel of the Rabbit God, or Neon Rabbit God, which is a short film that I'm aware of, but I've never seen it until today, which is pretty interesting. And then there's this talk on the second floor. And it's a Chinese American woman and a guy from Hong Kong talking. And usually it's like, oh my god, it's someone from Hong Kong, but it's like I'm at an age where I don't even react to that anymore. I've come to this point already. But they talked about their art pieces, and oh my god, it's so boring. I almost fell asleep. I didn't even know that because I had 7 hours of sleep today, which is pretty good. But I almost fell asleep. It was just the right temperature, and oh my god, I was like zoning out, and I'm trying my very best to stay awake. I'm fighting for my life again. So that's that. And then the talk is over, and we called the lift, return home, return to school, and then I took a bus back home, and then end of story. But that's basically it for today. Yeah. But regardless of what happens with this art history group project, I'm already guaranteed an A. Like, I got a 15 out of the 60. And also the TA is really nice. Jason also got a 59 out of 60, so I assume a lot of people got, like, super high scores. Because at the end of the day, it's a game of memory. It's not a paper. But even the papers, I got a really high score, so... But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Also, another interesting thing was, during the CTCS 394 class, I was checking my phone, and I saw a YouTube comment, saying, oh, thank you for listening to my music. And I'm like, what? And I clicked on it. It's from Salty Chick, who apparently only has about 6,000 subscribers on her YouTube page, which is kind of ridiculous. Because she's like semi or somewhat maybe a little bit famous. And like her Instagram has like 14k followers. and a bunch of people follow her, but her YouTube is less followed for some reason. But she saw my album review of her latest album in a mini albums review, and it gave it like a 4 out of 10. I'm not a huge fan of it. And she essentially said, "Thank you for listening to my music. You're right. My production is bad. But thank you for this in-depth analysis." Which is awkward. We're both Hong Kongers. So I gave her a really nice response saying, "Oh, thank you for your comment. Like, oh, by the way, I have a Cantonese channel and I also review your album there." And I gave her a link and I said, "Oh, by the way, look forward to hearing better production in your future albums. Gaio, add oil." So that's what happened. But that's really interesting. It's the first time a Hong Konger artist notices me. And it's not the first time an artist noticed me because I reviewed their music. Like, Matana Roberts, Nana Ray, and Death's Dynamic Shroud also acknowledged me. But the thing is, this one felt like a new thing because it's Hong Kong. There's something like really close, So yeah, it's funny. All the people who are like noticing me are music people and not really film people. I guess it's because film people are way up there, But musical artists are often very independent. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna figure out the essay and the presentation. I can finish the essay by tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. And I still need to look for jobs. I need to keep looking. It doesn't stop. The job hunt does not fucking stop. I've been trying to look for jobs since coming to LA. Like, round one of my goals is to find a job, I think, if I can recall correctly. And I sort of succeeded, but also not. Because I went to that fucking the well for 3 months. I need to find a new well, But, yeah, I feel full. I had rice, minced beef, canned corn, canned peas, canned carrots, half an onion, all mixed together, and then seaweed. Called it a day. And it's a kind of a mess because it's a lot of cans and it's a lot of containers and I have to put it back to the fridge. But Whew, God, I'm ugly. Okay, so time now is 2:58 a.m. in the morning. Wow, Jesus! I actually tried to gel my hair a while ago before I had or after I had dinner just to see how I would look, but it appears that the gelling did not work. I don't know why it's so S-shaped and it's just sort of like this. I just can't get this bulge to not bulge. Okay, well, anyways, let's make myself look worse. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Do the other side as well. There we go. So, yeah, I'm doing my online courses. I'm trying my very best. I just remembered that I still have like a couple online courses to finish, which is gonna take a whole ass hour. But yeah, fuck me. My web registration time is tomorrow at 9 a.m. That is a bit of a pickle because that's good because I would be awake tomorrow. I need to wake up at 8:20, but the unfortunate thing is I will have to catch the 8:50 a.m. bus in order to arrive on campus. This means that by 9 a.m. there's a great possibility that I will be on the bus, or maybe I'm getting off the bus, or maybe I'm somewhere like on campus. So it would be a very inconvenient location for me to take out my laptop and register, but I have to fucking do that. I have to. Because there are classes like tomorrow 9 a.m. Thousands, if not tens and thousands of people are going to register for classes all at once. And I risk my classes getting filled up. The classes I want to get into. So I need to do it at 9 a.m. sharp. And for that to happen, I must finish all the online course by tonight. There's also two things that I would like to mention about today that I forgot. One is so there's this Vietnamese American girl. Her name is Nina. Um, but she's very like she has a deep voice and she's like she talks like a black person essentially. She's in the art history class. I saw her today. Um, and that's how you immediately know she's Asian American and not like Asian. But she casually mentioned today that Travis Scott is coming to USC tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm not a Travis fan, but big if true. Second of all, um, yeah, so Victor, the Mexican dude, Mexican American guy from the previous college, had his birthday at April 1st, on April 1st, but he still wants to throw a birthday party of sorts this Saturday, and he just went to the group chat and asked if anyone's interested, and of course nobody answered because everyone's dead inside. With the exception of Ariel, who's very supportive, um, and Kiara sent a heart emoji, and I'm also interested. I'm down to hang out. I'm free this Saturday, miraculously. Um, I want to sleep in on Saturday because obviously I've been lacking sleep severely. I mean, right now it's like 3 a.m., so fuck me. I haven't done the essay. I finished the presentation, obviously, but I still haven't done the essay at all. So I'm kind of screwed, but that's okay. Um, but yeah, I do kind of want to hang out with those guys again. It's been a while. I realized that, but it's actually been a little while. Last time I hung out with those guys is late January, between day one and day two of Objects in Mirror. And lo and behold, it's been over a couple months. Also, another side thing is my brother is not coming to LA to visit me in April, since we're already going to meet in June. So, yeah, it's funny. He's supposed to meet me in December, that didn't happen. Then he said April, that's not happening either. So, June, fine. It's been a while since I've seen my brother, actually. You know, when's the last time? Last time I went back to Hong Kong was September to December, and I didn't see him. So last time was actually like January of last year. So yeah, it's been 1.5 years since I've seen my brother, I think. It will have been 1.5 years since I've seen my brother in person, which is actually kind of crazy to think about. Um, so yeah. Um, but yeah, it's a-okay. I mean, my April is packed full to the brim already. Um, with all the assignments and homework and quizzes and whatever. And I still got to fix my sleep schedule. I don't think I can go to bed early tonight. It's already 3, and I still have the online course and the essay. I can't watch Shogun. I can't trim my nails. Job application maybe. No, I'll do that tomorrow. Fuck. Um, Laundry. I need to do that tomorrow too. Because, I mean, look, that wall of dirty clothes is not acceptable at all, by the way. Um, yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, so time now is, like 8:25 a.m. on April 4th. I slept from 4 I think 4:25 to 8:25. That's 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a re-sleep after school today. Cause I just really can't fucking handle this anymore. I'm so sleepy. I tried my best. I really have. Last night I really didn't have time to do anything other than the online course, and miraculously I finished the whole thing. I finished all the online courses, so today at 9 a.m., you bet my ass I'm registering for them classes, okay? You bet my ass I'm registering for those classes, and hopefully there are no errors. Because if there are, I'm gonna be very pissed. It's also getting really cold. Yesterday was hot for some reason. Yesterday was like 21 or 22 degrees. But today the maximum degree is 14 for some reason. It's actually getting cold. Also last night while having dinner, the Chinese guy at room 5 suddenly left with like a luggage and 2 big bags, and I thought maybe he's moving. So hey, maybe someone more interesting is moving in. Please. Hot Asian girl, now is your chance. Please show up. But yeah, anyways, today I'm going to do religion class, religion 339. I'm gonna do a presentation. Even though I look like shit right now and I'm so sleepy right now. I'm gonna do a presentation, and then the great news is art history class after religion is cancelled. So I can directly come home at around 12:20. Yeah, 12:20 I can go home. And then I can go for a re-sleep. I'm just gonna go back to bed. I know I have like a whole ass like film essay to work on, but like at this point who cares? Like I'm just gonna do it tonight and submit it tomorrow morning or something like that. I need sleep because tomorrow morning I'm waking up early again, and if I don't sleep enough today and tomorrow combined, I'm too sleepy for the event. Um, and then, yeah, I'm not even gonna buy food or whatever. Oh my god, I have so much to do actually. Laundry, trim my nails. The essay, I really need to finish this essay. God damn, I don't know what to do with this essay. And that's it. Okie dokie. So time now is 8:34 p.m. I like doing these videos, these like early day ending videos, because it gets this out of the way. But yeah. So what happened today? It's all right. Nothing too interesting, I guess. Um, I woke up, slept for 4 hours, felt like shit, and I decided to go to religion class. And lo and behold, just like last night, just like yesterday, the bus decided to not exist. So, and I'm too tired to be anxious about this shit. Also, this happens so much that I'm not even surprised. So the bus decided to cease to fucking exist. And I either wait until the 9:20 bus, so 8:50 doesn't exist, so it's 9:20. So I thought maybe it's just an error, so I decided to change my clothes and leave anyways. At some point, the bus did briefly exist on the transit app, but I went out and it doesn't exist anymore. So I guess the transit app freaked out and detected a non-existing bus. Anyways, so I waited until 9:20, and of course the 9:20 bus is late as expected. So I got onto the bus at 9:28 or 9:29, and I arrived at the Amanson Center at fucking 9:40. So I was 10 minutes late to class, but it's okay. Essentially, we are doing film presentations today. So as you all know, at 9 a.m. it is my class registration time, and it's particularly stressful because it is important that I get into these classes. Yeah, at 9 to the dot, I pulled out my phone and boom, I got in. I didn't need to turn on my laptop and everything to to register for these classes. All I need is my phone. I could do it on the phone. That's very helpful. So I got into all of the classes I wanted to get into, easy peasy, no problemo, and that's very good news, and I'm very happy about that. It's a bit awkward, so I was still struggling even minutes before, you know, checking out the web registration thing. Because there were a couple classes that have discussion sessions, and on Monday there are three fucking classes already. And by that I mean two classes plus one discussion, all the way from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then I'll have to come back to school at 6 p.m. And that's kind of insane. Around 6 p.m., I forgot, but that's kind of insane because I have time in the morning to eat a quick breakfast, and then I go to school. 3 p.m., I guess I go home for lunch. And then it's dinner, but I either have dinner before 6 p.m. or after 10 p.m. So it's like the schedule is completely fucked. Tuesday, I have a class late at night, but I don't have to wake up early. Wednesday, the same situation. I have to wake up for 11 a.m. class, and it's just all the way from 11 till like 2 p.m. maybe, and then I go home, have something, and then I come back to school for a discussion session. I've tried my best to look for better times for the discussion, but it's either clashing or it's too early in the morning and I don't want to wake up like on a Tuesday morning. So I ended up picking a discussion session for Friday, just like this semester. So now I go to school 4 days a week instead of five, which is way better. Also, I need to wake up early 3 days out of 5 weekdays, which is the same as me right now, which is terrible. But the good thing is, this semester, I'm waking up early on Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays, which means that Thursday, Friday are gonna be 2 days of suffering because I'm gonna wake up super early. And if I have to go on to set on Saturday, this is like non-stop suffering. However, the good thing is, on this new plan, I have to wake up early on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so it alternates. Another thing is, even if I have to wake up early, it's not that early. Like, I don't have a 9 a.m. class or a 9:30 a.m. class anymore. My earliest class is 10 a.m., which still kind of sucks, but the other two classes is 11 and noon, so it's not as bad. And if I fix my sleep schedule, it'll be better. Also, my hair is looking a little better than last night. Oof. Okay. But anyways, web registration, great success. It worked. Whatever. Great. Went to school, film presentation, right? So I did my film presentation. I was pretty confident in my presentation skills. I see that some other classmates are nervous and whatever, but I think I'm fine. So I went up and did my presentation, and oh my god, I made a fatal mistake. So Mary Magdalene and Jesus' mother, Mary, Virgin Mary, are actually different Marys. And I didn't know that the whole time. And I feel so bad because that's such a basic knowledge, and we're 13 weeks into the course, and I still somehow got that wrong, and the professor corrected me, and it was really embarrassing. I hope that didn't ruin my presentation. I hope I still get an A, but oh my god, was that uh, a fumble, a crumble, a blunder. That's what I'm gonna say. Um, but yeah, so I came late, and I always sit in the second row dead center. But the second row dead center is now another girl sitting on it. So I went to another seat. I sat beside this other Asian American dude with glasses, a little bit chubby. And he's like, "Oh, good presentation." And I'm like, "Thank you." And then he's like asking me a bunch of questions like, "Wait, so you're majoring in SCA, right? You're in SCA." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How about you?" And he's like, I actually forgot. I think he said philosophy and English, right? And then he asked me just basic questions like, oh wait, so you're from Hong Kong? Wait, where are you from? And I said, oh, Hong Kong. And he said, oh, so if you don't mind me asking, how is Hong Kong right now politically? And I sort of laughed and I was like, oh, so you're caught up with it. And so I explained to him, and I asked him where he's from and like, or where his family is from, because I noticed, I can tell he's just American. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm from Louisiana, but my family's from Vietnam. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he asked me if he looks high, and I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, do I look tired? And I'm like, yeah. And he asked me if he has bags, so like black eye circles. And I'm like, yeah, a bit, but it's okay. He said he hasn't slept for 36 hours because he had like a midterms. So I feel very bad. At least for me, my midterms were over like 3 weeks ago. But some people had midterms. Like, who else had midterms? I spoke to this guy, and who else was it? Who was that? I think it was Ikuro? No. Oh no, it's the Chinese dude yesterday, Jason, who was like, oh yeah, I have midterms still, and I'm like, what? That's like my midterms already ended like 3 weeks ago. Anyways, so that's one conversation. Another conversation was at the end of the class. So we watched The Life of Brian, and once again I fell asleep almost. It's terrible. I'm terrible. The film is good. I so Carl, the Chinese guy, and Ungi, who is this Korean American guy, were talking, and they're both religion majors, and I was like, oh, I might as well ask them about this professor that I'm about to take, a religion intro to religion class that I'm taking next semester, and Ungi is a really good religion student. Like he really studies a lot. He's a good student kind of person. And he's a little, you know, really into it. And so we walked and talked a lot about the class, and he even showed me the syllabus. He showed me, he basically said, oh yeah, this professor is a bit strict, but as long as you study, it's going to be okay. And, a lot of people give her very low ratings on Rate My Professor, but usually people who do that are just salty because they don't get good grades, and, they don't study, they don't show up to lectures, they don't turn in assignments. But it should be okay. And I'm like, okay. The professor has 2.8 out of 5 on Rate My Professor, which is really fucking low. Um, the middle point is like 3 point something, right? Like the median is 3 point something, or maybe the mean. And I don't know. So I guess I'm just gonna roll with it. Part of me wants to wait it out, maybe wait for future semesters to take Religion 301. But first of all, Intro to Religion is something that I should have taken first semester straight up. But it's not offered in spring, so I'm taking this class. Second of all, given how small religion is as a department, chances are only one professor is going to teach Religion 301. But chances, so who knows? So it's got to be this professor. If I wait for future semesters, it'll still be the same professor. So might as well get this out of the way first. So maybe I'll still stick with it. Who knows? Yeah. And I look at the syllabus and it seems kind of boring. We just study the same two scholars, like religion scholars, again and again and again and again and again, every single week. We just look at their work, which seems pretty fucking boring, but hopefully the assignments and the projects are a bit more interesting. Also, apparently this professor likes films, and so Ungi told me that, if since you do film, maybe it would be nice. And Ungi said, oh, so only if you're like a party guy, a frat bro, then maybe you wouldn't enjoy this class. But you don't seem like that kind of person. And I'm like, okay. And anyways, we exchanged phone numbers and that's it. So I went back home. Art history class is canceled today, which is a good thing. Went back home. First thing I did is sleep. So I took a shower and I slept, and man, I immediately fell asleep. I'm just that tired. And then I woke up naturally. I was gonna wake up at like 3:45, but I woke up naturally at 3:15 ish. And then some dude texted me saying, "Oh, I'm outside right now, and can I come in to fix your sink?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, the guy's here." Last night I filed a maintenance request to fix my sink, which is getting clogged. So he came and he fixed the sink very fast. It's clogged by a bunch of hairs, but it's really easy fix. So now the sink is fine again. So that's great. Um, Another thing is right before going to bed, I really struggled, not struggled, but I really thought about buying Chunking Express Blu-ray on Criterion, which is something that I really, really, really want to have. But the thing is, it's really expensive. So it's $85, but plus shipping fee plus taxes, it easily will go up to 100 at least. $100 for a 97-minute long movie is by far the most expensive Blu-ray I've ever bought in terms of dollars per minute. My most expensive one is Bakemonogatari, which is $270, but that shit is like 20 episodes of anime, so it's kind of worth it in a sense. This isn't. And since I'll be buying World of Wong Kar-wai eventually in the future, then what's the point, right? But then I've been thinking, and I thought to myself, okay, first of all, I'll also eventually have this individually because I'm a huge fan of Wong Kar-wai. Second of all, honestly, given that I didn't really spend that much money in March, I feel like I should let myself spend a little, just a little, you know. So I quickly made a spendings calculation. I didn't calculate all the money I've spent, but I quickly went through. So in March, because I didn't need to pay the rent because I already paid it, in February, I actually spent about $1,030 something dollars. So I thought to myself, that's not bad. I can spend 100 more. So I ended up buying the Chungking Express. So boom, I bought it. I pulled the trigger, I bought it. Oof. But it's a good thing I hesitated. I'm not addicted. Okay, I have reasons. Like Nisei Monogatari, I was hesitating and I ended up not buying. I decided to not go for it. But yeah, it's really expensive. To be fair, it's like Criterion, so it's reasonably extremely expensive, but still, god damn. But I got it. That's gonna be the treat. And that's pretty much it for today. I still have no idea what to do with the essay. Still haven't done anything on it, but I'll have to finish by the end of today, or at least tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm doing the laundry. I just spent like 3 hours editing, mini movie review video. Yeah, yeah. I had a really good lunch actually. It's grilled cheese as per usual, but Trader Joe's white bread. Trader Joe's mozzarella cheese. They're thick and they're delicious. Trader Joe's rosemary ham. Butter. It's amazing. Easily the best grilled cheese I've had. Not too salty. Very good amount of cheese. And it spreads because it's mozzarella. It's stretchy. The Campbell tomato bisque soup. Very fucking sour. But I drank it all anyways. And tonight I believe I'm going for pork chop spaghetti and spinach salad. Yeah, I believe I'm going for those things. And then I don't know what to eat for tonight. I realize I do want some food again. Maybe I'll go to H Mart this Sunday. Maybe. Maybe I'll go to church and then ask them to take me to H Mart. I don't know. I don't really need to eat that much food tonight because I've already eaten quite a bit today. And that's pretty much it. I'm really excited about tomorrow. Cam's Fest happening tomorrow. Holy balls. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? What are the people that I'm going to meet? I feel like I won't meet anyone. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Also, it's none of my business, but Leslie hit 500 on Instagram. Eventually, she'll surpass me because she's so fucking connective with people. At the same, ironic because she's not connective with people at all. I was looking through Instagram and oh man, there's this Taiwanese girl who's like a DP from USC. There's a Singaporean guy, like oh my god, And Leslie also follows the girl, the Taiwanese woman. Like oh my god, they're all fucking connected. I hate this. But yeah, who knows? Like I feel like I hope I never run into Leslie, but it's it's a little fun though. It's a little like, snakes and ladders. Little cat and mouse, or more like two cats. Like we're equal, okay, but we're not equal. I mean, fuck her. She's more of a film production student. I'm more of a. I mean, I don't even know where should I be. I don't know. But I don't even know if Professor Antonio did the recommendation letter or not. Drew reminded him, maybe he still forgot. Then I'm truly out of options. Like, there's nothing else I can do. Ooh, it's already finished uploading. Damn. The Wi-Fi's good. Since I changed to the neighbor's Wi-Fi, it's been doing really well. But yeah, anyways, enough overthinking. I'm excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be insane. And I hope I win an award. If not, it's fine. I got some really heavy competition. So yeah, that's it. Fuck. Okay, time now is 8:45-ish a.m. on April 5th. So I slept from 4:25 to like 8:25. Yeah, somewhere around that. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I don't know why, but whenever I work on this cursed essay, time just moves in extremely fast. Because I didn't do anything last night. Nothing. I worked on this essay after dinner, and I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and suddenly it's already almost 3 a.m. So yeah, I ended up not being able to do anything, which means that I'm going to try to do them all today. So from 10 a.m. to 10:50, it's art history class discussion. After that, I'm actually gonna go back home, take a shower, and go back to bed. I'm so sleep deprived, and my short film is nominated in the fucking, Cams Fest. Imagine me falling asleep watching other people's short films. That cannot happen. So I'm actually gonna go back to bed. Just like yesterday, today I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm also gonna try to finish the essay before going to bed. Maybe after, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna do. I'm on page 3 right now, the essay, out of 4 pages. So that's really fucking good. That's a lot of good progress. What else? Not much else. I trimmed my nails last night, and then I edited my college update video at like 3:30 a.m. Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. Even after the essay, I still have the world building class to worry about, because I need to practice drawing. God damn, I'm never gonna catch a break. But yeah. Oh my god, I already killed 2 cockroaches this morning in the bathroom. Fuck me. Is this even a cockroach? What is this, a grasshopper? Like what the fuck is this? Okie dokie. Time now is 4:17 p.m. I don't have a lot of time left. I need to leave like immediately. But just a quick recap of what happened earlier today. Woke up, felt like shit, of course. Went to school. I walked again because again the bus decided to not show up. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this bus lately. It's just going insane, freaking out, and everyone's just acting like it's okay. If this shit happens in Japan, someone's getting assassinated. Like, if this shit happened in Hong Kong, it'll be all over the news. But in LA, it's just an average Friday. Anyways, before I left the apartment, before I even brushed my teeth, in my pajamas, I killed 2 cockroaches in my bathroom. One is actually at the shower place right over here. One right over at this corner. And then as I was eating my croissant, I found one more cockroach right here. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I killed all 3 of them. I wasn't even scared anymore. I'm fucking immune to fear of cockroaches already at this point. But yeah, this is really annoying. Left, went to school, cool. We looked at some Chinese paintings today. It's nice. Me and Jason, the Chinese guy, spoke with the TA a little bit and about the group project. The thing is, I like art history and I want to do something that is fun. But Jason wants to do something that is easy and boring, but I went along with him anyways. But if it's boring, then I won't have the motivation to do it. So I don't know. Anyways, went back home, took a shower, slept, but I was gonna sleep for 1 hour. But of course I didn't fall asleep at all. But it was still nice being able to like lay on my bed for an hour. It's still really nice, but I wasn't able to fall asleep at all because the moment I went to bed, it exactly coincided with the time the Chinese guy in room 1 went out to cook food, and he was cooking something related to corn because I was able to smell corn in my bedroom. I could smell a lot of corn. So anyways, 2 p.m. ish, woke up, immediately finished my essay. Holy fuck, is it annoying, but I finally finished it. It's a miracle, and now I gelled my hair a little bit. It still looks a little weird, but oh god, what have I done? Okay, this is terrible. What the fuck is happening? Okay, this is a little better. Just gotta keep doing this. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I shaved last night. Got my nice shoes on. I picked out the good clothes already. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to bounce. And hopefully I win an award and look good. Yeah.
After our last film of the night will give us all the answers.
Here's Love and Death in the Dying Land of Hong Kong by Nok Lai.
I'm so happy to be a part of this event.
Alright, so time now is 12:10 after midnight. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what just happened in the second half of today. Whoa, this is the most interesting thing that had happened to me since, I don't know, since spring break, maybe even since before spring break. But, ooh, my hair, Jesus. But, oh my god, so today I went to Cam's freaking festival, which I honestly don't even know what the hell am I doing with my life. And by that I mean, when I submitted my short film to Cam's Fest, it's just, fun and games. I didn't really care if I get selected or not. It's just like, screw it, I'll just submit something, because why not? And not only was I selected, I got nominated for an award. And It's a faculty favorite award, and there are only 3 nominations. So according to the professor, 32 short films were submitted, and 3 are nominated for each category. That is faculty favorite and screening comedy selection. And then all of the screened shorts, 12 shorts are screened. They're all up for the audience award. So, anyways, I got everything. You know, I gelled my hair a little bit, just a little bit, enough to make my hair, you know, sort of tighter on the sides. But not too much, so it doesn't look like fake. And then I wore really nice clothes. I got the red jacket on. I even have the coordinates pants. I love this pair of pants so much that I don't want to wear it too much, because the more I wear it, the more I risk these letters falling off, which I don't want to happen. But anyways, I got my outfit, I got nice shoes, I'm ready to go. So once again, bus 38 freaks out, and it's either coming in like 7 minutes, or it's coming in an hour and 20 something minutes. And then suddenly those 7 minutes will turn into 20 something minutes, and then suddenly the bus will cease to exist. So I can't. I already walked to school this morning. I can't do it again. Okay, I mean I can, but I'm not going to, because fuck you. And I'm not going to pay for an Uber or anything, because I'm not supposed to pay. Okay, I'm not supposed to. I'm a student in this school. So I just waited. And I looked at Google Maps, and honestly, Google Maps is also not that accurate. But what's interesting about the transit app is that on the app, you can see the rough location of the bus. There was a bus that looked like it's approaching my station, and is maybe 5 stops away. In the transit app, it says the next bus will arrive in like an hour or 20 something minutes. And here I formed a theory. What if it's 1 hour and 20 something minutes later, because that's the bus that it detects, which means that the bus nearest to my stop right now is undetected. So it didn't cease to exist. It's just under the radar of the transit app. So I believed in this theory, and I waited and waited and waited, and holy shit, it's real. It worked. This theory worked out. That's crazy. So yeah, I was able to get on the bus. Also, it was insanely cold and windy. It ruined my fucking hair. So while on the bus, I tried to fix it back. Okay, it's very cold. Let me turn on the heater. So, anyways, I arrived, and this is actually a weird feeling, because when I was in the previous community college, I would go to events, right? There are a couple film festivals, I've been to both of them, you know, there are talks, but whenever I go to these festivals, I would run into a bunch of people I know, and I would run into a bunch of people that, you know, I can just hang out with, and that I trust, because I've worked with them, or I just know them from classes, and they're friendly with me. And the thing is, in the first semester of my community college, I didn't do that, because it's my first semester and I barely knew anyone. But in the second and the third, especially the third semester, in round 3, I went to these events, and every time I turn up on campus, a bunch of people I know just shows up. So, yeah. So I was kind of scared, because it's the first time for me to go to these events in USC. And the thing is, it's my first semester, and I still barely know anyone. So I arrived at around 5 p.m. and I found this little empty area place at SCA. I didn't even know this room exists, but it's a pretty large room. And there's food. I didn't even know there's food. I had lunch before I left. Some chicken salad and some Korean dumplings. Really simple. Turns out there's food. There's like tacos and sandwiches and wraps and nachos there. There's iced tea. It's like, oh my god. So I ate like a taco. Very simple carnitas taco. I'm not even that hungry, but if there's free food, I'll take it. I'll eat the taco to fill up my calories so that tonight for dinner I don't need to eat as much. So that's the strategy. But while I was there, I was kind of awkward and nervous socially because again I don't know anyone. I texted Equo. I was like, "Hey Equo, are you here?" And Equo was like, "No, I'm at the hospital because I have some skin problems." And I'm like, "Oh shit! I hope you get well." Okay, so I ran into Audrey, the Wasian girl. I'm just gonna call her that. Audrey the Wasian. She looks white, but turns out she's half Asian. And she's really nice, and she's talking to people, and she's helping out with the food. I also ran into North. You know, she's just everywhere. She's just doing a lot of film sets, and she's really tired and sleep deprived. And I was like, aren't we all? And I also asked North, did they put my short film at last? And she's like, yeah. I also ran into Logan. So Logan, I believe he's Latino. I saw him first, and he's like, "Oh, I'm actually here because I heard your short film is getting screened, so I'm here because of you." And I'm like, "Oh, damn, thank you." So we talked a little bit. We talked about the CTCS 300 and all that stuff. Also, right before leaving, I finally finished my essay. Oh my god, it's a pain to write through that. I hope the TA is lenient and gives me at least a B. Don't give me a C. I know it's a shitty essay, but that's literally the best I can do. I don't care if it's not an A, just give me a B or above. I'll be cool with it. Anyways, right. And who else did I run into? That's it. So I looked around me and I thought like, who in this bunch are like filmmakers? And I feel special. I feel chosen. I feel like I'm one of the chosen ones. Yet I'm just like walking around like an idiot. But I am one of the like chosen ones here. It's fucking crazy. Like, I came from Hong Kong and I didn't really have that many great filmmaking experiences when I'm young. I mean, I have made short films, but I've never really been into film school until coming to LA. And I've always been worried that, maybe people in LA, especially before I came to LA, I've always worried that people in LA are just better at filmmaking than me because they're more exposed to the industry and they're more exposed to Hollywood than me. But no, I'm chosen. Haha, fuck all y'all. So anyways, I worked my way to the Norris Theater. I also ran into the Spanish guy, Pau, who just turned 43 years old. He's also in CTCS 300. I talked to him a little bit. He helped produce this feature film that's getting screened next Wednesday, and I'm like, oh, congratulations. Okay. Yeah, and then I sat in the front, and then a little bit later Rachel showed up, but I didn't really get the chance to speak to her because by then I was already sitting in the front row seat because, all the filmmakers go to the front, and the MC's at the side. So the dude next to me is named AJ, is a white guy with long curly hair, and he is a staff, and he helps passing the microphone around, and then beside him is a Latina woman by the name of Daisy, one of the filmmakers, and it's just a row of filmmakers, and they all kind of know each other, and they're all laughing and talking. Like already, right off the bat, there's already kind of a click. So I just sat down and I waited, and they played the trailer 3 times. It's kind of crazy because the trailer begins with my short film, so it's just seeing it on a big screen. It's like, oh my god! And I know it already happened once, like the CMD festival, but Eileen Norris Theater is way bigger than the auditorium in CMD. Also, this is a real film festival. Like, not real film festival, but like, this is way more serious. So, it's like, wow, this is actually happening. So, eventually, we started going through short after short. And holy balls, these short films are good. Like, I didn't expect them to be this good. I know I would have competition, but I didn't know that every single short film impressed me in some way, shape, or form. In the CMD Film Festival, 80% to 90% of it are absolute garbage, but in here, actually really high quality. And I vividly remember most, if not all, of the short films being screened. So the first one is this animation. Looks beautiful. Looks like a professional made it. It's a little corporate, but like the sound design and the animation, everything's top notch. The second film is called. So the first one is Walk with the Devil. The second film, I'm trying to like recall from my memory. I also have the brochure, but I'm just gonna try to recall it myself. The second film is really experimental, or somewhat experimental. It's like an experimental documentary about. It's called Roses, and it's about someone's grandma, the filmmaker's grandma, taking care of her great grandma, and it's probably one of the lesser memorable films, but it still has a lot of interesting editing choices and good framing. Some shots look like it's shot on a phone, but overall it's not bad. It's decent. Not as good as mine though, that's for sure. But not bad. Like pit that against CMD short films, this wins probably. The third film is this 11-minute long, really professional looking movie shot on an ARRI camera, and it's beautiful. It has some pretty good cinematography, really competently edited and lit, and really professional looking. However, the story is very cliche. It's about a Chinese American girl struggling with her identity and trying to reconnect with her Chinese father, who had a dream of being an animator, but that never happened. It's a very cliche script. It's a very trite story, but it's really well shot, so you can't blame that. Then afterwards we have, so that film is called Paper UFO. Film number 4 is, I believe, now we enter a couple experimental shorts. Film number 4 and 5 are back-to-back experimental shorts. The first one is called Sudden Birth, and honestly, I kind of forgot. The first one is called When We Were Girls Together, and it is a 5-minute experimental narrative film about a white girl who has OCD and freaks out. Has a lot of interesting editing choices, really good looking creamy yellow cinematography, tungsten light. One of the lesser memorable ones, but still interesting artistically. Not as good as mine though, that's for sure. But next one is Sudden Birth. This one I really like, and it's made by this it's made by this kind of funny, laid-back white woman with blonde hair, and she's like, "Hey, please enjoy my short film, haha." And it's like, haha, it's gonna be fun. No, Sudden Birth is like this really moody, sometimes even dark, sometimes kind of I wouldn't say disturbing, but I would say ominous, foreboding imagery, where it's just a bunch of home video and a bunch of archive footage, and it's very lo-fi and flashy and dirty and very lo-fi artsy stuff. I realized this because CMD Film Festival also has a lot of short films that look like this, but people who are not into Hollywood mainstream filmmaking with conventional 3-act structures, students who are artsier tend to make lo-fi, experimental, glitchy short films. That's their thing. But this one kind of worked out. I really enjoyed this one. There are a lot of crazy tonal shifts. And then to end off the first half, we have Todo a su tiempo by Days, the Latina sitting to my left, to my right, and then to my right. And oh my god, what the fuck? How did a student made this? How? So this is like a autobiographical experimental short film that is 11 minutes long, and it is a short film where she basically narrates her own life and how she grew out of sexual abuse or sexual assault, trauma, and support from family. And it's kind of like a video essay, kind of like a documentary at the same time. Like, she would go on to talk to her mom and her grandma, but very beautifully shot, very crazy graphics, just non-stop eye candy for 11 minutes long. It's very bold and in your face. And some people may say, oh, it's a little selfish because it's an entire short film clearly about herself. And she shows up constantly and she like looks badass and there are flames and stuff. And it's a little corny, but at the same time, I like short films that are just that bold and in your face. So after that, I was like, holy shit, I've lost. Like, I'm not winning the faculty favorite award. This one is winning. Mine is nowhere near as good. Like, in terms of both cinematography and just like, message. So we have the intermission. Jonathan was here after the third short film. Tyler actually joined later. I'm like, whoa, hey, I didn't expect Tyler to show up, but wow. So during the intermission, we played something like Kahoot, which is great because people are probably beginning to fall asleep. So it's good that we have this silly little game, like silly little guessing game. And I don't know who came up with these questions, but these are extremely niche movie trivia questions that not a lot of people know. Even I, someone who religiously watches movies, don't know like 80%, the answer to 80% of these questions. Even the professor herself has no idea what's happening. But it's fun. Anyways, we continue with the second half of the film festival, and it starts off with comedy. We have Missed Connections, which is CTPR 290 short film, and it's about having a crush on a girl who doesn't exist, and it's kind of funny, it's kind of awkward, it's kind of cheesy, and then suddenly it dissolves into disturbing experimental weirdness where an image of a woman is projected onto the same woman but real, and it's like, imagery kind of distortion. The next short film is called Ametophile, and it's sort of this mockumentary about a guy who has a vomiting fetish, but again, it has experimental editing. It's glitchy, sometimes it's like weird and sometimes scary, but overall extremely funny. Also, it's really interesting to see the filmmakers before the short film plays, how they come out and sort of present their short film. Like, some people are just like, hey guys, it's me, please enjoy, and then they go back to their seats. Sometimes there's a Singaporean guy. So Watch College Sophomores Disappear in Real Time is by a guy who's from Singapore. And he was like serious. He took out his phone and he gave a whole speech about like loneliness and disconnect and mental health, and I'm like, damn, okay. And then the short film is serious. I really like it when filmmakers act one way and their films feel completely different. Like filmmakers who are like funny and lighthearted, and then their short films are dark as fuck. I really like those kinds of filmmakers. He is not that. So his short film is, again, very experimental. Probably the most experimental of tonight. And it's just people's faces being blurred, projecting a very shitty digital video of like a party, and it's about disconnect. And I really like it. It's really like strange and ominous, and I like the use of projection. It's been used a couple times throughout the short film, throughout the day, in multiple short films. But he name dropped Kurosawa Kiyoshi, and I'm like, ooh, the guy has taste. And so as we get closer and closer to the end of the festival, I get more and more nervous. I could literally feel my heart beat, which is crazy because I thought it would be an easy breeze for me. Like, or at least I didn't think I would be nervous. But I did get nervous because I looked back and at first I thought no one's gonna show up to this festival. But people start to fill up the theater and a lot of people start showing up and it's like, oh my god, this is actually serious. And these short films are so good. And how am I gonna present my thing now? I wrote a little bullet point list of the things I want to mention before presenting my short film, before my short film plays, but now I need to rethink it. Anyways, the third last short film is Daydreaming. And it's so they put 3 Asian dramas at the end, which is bad. Like, don't do that. Like, don't put 3 serious Asian dramas at the end. It's gonna bore the hell out of people. Like, do it alternately. Like, put a drama, put a comedy, put a drama, put a comedy. This is tough. So the first one is Daydreaming, and it's about a Korean guy who gets racially profiled into acting in Asian roles because he's an actor. And it's okay. Some shots look beautiful. Some shots look like they're shot on a phone. I'm guessing it's shot with Blackmagic. But it's still not bad. It's still competently edited. It's emotional and everything. Second to last film is called Here's What I Can Remember. And it's made by a Chinese woman from Beijing. And it's not bad. It's like this experimental documentary. I say experimental a lot, but it's true. Most, if not all, the short films tonight were just experimental as fuck. I thought I was the only one being all weird and stuff, but no, everyone's fucking weird. So she made a very like slow-paced, personal documentary about the trees of Beijing and how she misses home and everything. And it's like, okay, that's not bad, but given that the faculty favorite is between me, Days, and Ivana, this Beijing woman, I thought, okay, I'm confident that I can win over Ivana, but Days is definitely winning over me. Anyways, that's that. And then finally, Love and Death. So throughout when Ivana's short film was playing, I was already like not focusing too much on the screen because I was worried that, oh my god, my short film is coming up. And I was actually getting nervous. Then I finally went out and it was really awkward. I had nervous laughter and my body language reveals my nerves. Unlike what I'm doing now, I'm very relaxed now. But I essentially said, I asked Jonathan to secretly film me. I said, okay, hey, I'm Enoch. This is going to be the last film of the night. Hopefully everyone's not sleeping. Everyone laughed. That's great. My joke worked. And then I said, it's an honor, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, one is I made this short film to represent Hong Kong because Wong Kar-wai did this and I want to do it differently. And then I also mentioned the montage at the end, which is like interpolation. And this is how my short film played. And I was really worried because, again, it's 3 Asian dramas back to back to back. Plus, my short film is really slow paced and really confusing. And it's also the longest short film of the night. The second longest short film, I believe, is 11 minutes. Mine is 18 minutes, including the end credits. That's fucking insane. But for some reason, mine didn't feel that long. But yeah, we went through the whole thing, and I'm glad that in scene 1 people laughed. It's supposed to be funny, and that's great. But there are a couple moments, like there's a moment where Ray Chan spoke to Emily Ng, and they were talking about something very serious, like suicidal thoughts, but it was like implied. And Ray Chan was like, oh, I mean, I think like this too. Artistic people like us. And someone laughed. It was tiny laughter, but it was like, come on. Anyways, the short film ends, everyone clapped. It feels good. Seeing the end credits roll is really nice. I think as far as end credits goes, mine is the best one of the night. It's the most killer ending. But as far as entertainment or like substance or even style, I feel like many other short films are better than mine. So anyways, here comes the awards. Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna win. So I wasn't nervous at all. And as expected, I didn't win. So the screening comedy favorite went to Amitophile, which is good, deserved, and then faculty favorite went to Todo a su tiempo, which is expected. I also voted for her when I voted for the short films. And then the audience choice award also went to her. And she got teary-eyed and everything. And then she's like, "Hi, Mom." Like, it's like, oh my god, there's like a real film festival where people bring their family here and it's like real awards. And it's like, damn, Jesus. I'm glad mine is just fun and games, and it still somehow got nominated. Also, faculty favorite is basically just the Vietnamese American professor. It's not really like the whole faculty is voting on this. I wish the whole faculty is voting on this. But I later learned that apparently one of the biggest names in Cam's professors undergrad, this George professor, he's in the audience and he saw my short. So, hey, hopefully he remembers me when I take his class next semester. But yeah, even during intermission, I was like, hey, Days, good short film. And then that's it. But like Jonathan was like, hey, is that your short film? That's great, thank you for telling the story. And then they shook hands and everything. And even Pao went up to her and was like, oh, let me talk to you about these, Latino film festivals and everything. So after the awards and everything, the ceremony ended. I wanted to stay behind and talk to the other filmmakers because it's really interesting. I really want to get to know them. So hold on, let me turn off the AC. Yeah, anyways, the guy next to me, AJ, he was like, good short film. And then Logan came up to me and shook my hand. Or fist bumped me, I forgot. And then Audrey, the Asian girl, was like, oh, good short film, really good. I voted for you. And I'm like, thank you, wow. But yeah, so I had one more chance to speak to the Latina girl, Days, a Latina woman. And I was like, wow, really great short film, really impressive. What they say, film as therapy, I really appreciate that. And she's like, yeah. And then I jokingly said, oh, I don't know if it's Steven Spielberg or was it David Lynch who said, I don't go to therapy, I just make films. And then she said, oh no, but both are good. And I'm like, yeah, both are good. But that's really interesting. And it's weird because I'm like oddly passionate about these short films. I'm like very impressed. And I'm like all smiley and stuff, which is definitely not the vibe I was planning to, have. Like I wanted to have a little mysterious edge, a little quirky edge, but everyone's fucking quirky. And then a lot of other filmmakers just left. So I walked away, and I went outside to the lobby of the Norris Theater. They're still here. So I ended up speaking to a couple more filmmakers. So the Singaporean guy, his name is Matthew. He made the very experimental short film about disconnection and blurry faces and everything. And I was like talking to him and I was like, hey, very good short film. It's like, when you said Kiyoshi Kurosawa, I'm like, yeah, this guy's taste. And then we actually exchanged Instagrams and he said, oh, I really like your short film too. It's really interesting to see Hong Kong being depicted this way. And he said that there's a dialogue with old Hong Kong cinema because Hong Kong is one of those places where, Hong Kong cinema used to be huge. And he also said, oh yeah, both of us also know John L. And in fact, this year he and John L. will go to Cannes Film Festival. Again, this is like the third time John L. is going. So that's crazy. I also spoke to the guy who directed Amitophile, which is cool. He has like red dyed hair and shaved eyebrows and, he's like an odd guy. And then I spoke briefly to the dude who directed Missed Connections, which is also a short film I really like, And it's a little awkward because we barely know each other. We probably won't ever see each other again. And I'm this young guy. I'm probably one of the youngest contestants here. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's really weird that my short film is like being held high. I kind of understand why, but also not. Like, I know all the mechanics of this short film, how it's shot, and I know every single scene because I wrote them. I know the nature of the short film and the mysteries behind them because I literally am the person who created the short film. Yet, seeing it on a big screen, seeing people clap, and hearing people talk about it is like, man, it's really good, isn't it? Like, I didn't even know that it's that good. The guy next to me, AJ, he was like, oh, is that My Little Airport during the end credits? And I was like, no. Also, I asked Audrey, like, so what do you, no, Audrey told me that at first she's like a little scared because she saw the documentary Koyanis Katsi, where it's like a documentary that shows a lot of places. It's like a slideshow, and she didn't like that, and she thought my short film would be like that, but turns out it's not. I asked Audrey, did the short film seem confusing to you? And she's like, yes. And I smiled, and I was like, okay, that's good. That's the point. And she's like, okay. If someone's not confused by Love and Death, I would be like, what are you on? It's meant to be confusing. But then, yeah, it's weird hearing myself explain Love and Death, or at least solve the mystery of Love and Death a little bit, already seem kind of off. Like, how, this is such a great magic. Like, why am I revealing bits of it? How am I even doing that? Anyways, it's so interesting. So I finally left. Me, Jonathan, Tyler, we walked and talked. We talked a little bit about ends and means. We talked about the interviews of Film 33, the documentary between me and Tova. And Jonathan said, oh, actually, I realized that I should have said more. I should have been harsher in my documentary. And I was like, oh, hey, if you want to do an addendum, I and Tova can do that. And Jonathan was like, yeah. And that's very interesting because when me, Tova, and Jonathan did the interview together back in, I believe, July last year, I and Jonathan weren't even that close. But I and Jonathan progressively grew closer via Instagram and the LMU shoot. And now I feel actually closer to Jonathan. So, wow, okay. And then we talked about just movies in general. We talked about Dune. I mentioned that I want to be an art director, and Jonathan and Tyler suggested that I speak to Sitlali, which I kind of don't want to. But anyways, Jonathan drove me home. And Jonathan was like, yeah, we should shoot something together, But this makes me start to rethink, because seeing so many student short films being experimental, I want to be even better than that. Like, I don't want to lean too much on the glitchy editing part of things. I want to have my own style. I want to be even better than that. So seeing all these great short films tonight was great. But now, the takeaway is actually, not only do I want to imitate them, but not imitate them. I want to be even better than them. So seeing great films and great short films give me an idea of how I should become even better. And that's really cool. I'm so fucking competent. Don't mess with Asians. So that's that. That's the end. Oh my god, my phone has died. This one. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna watch some anime tonight. Call it a day. I'm glad my essay is done. I'm glad the film festival is done. Hopefully I get some good rest in the next few days. Yeah.